OP poisoning, let's study about it. So first, organophosphates, which are insecticides. Examples of it are parathion, malathion, chlorpyrifos, diazinon and acephate. Pathophysiology, OP poisoning irreversibly, that is OP compounds, irreversibly bind to acetylcholine esterase. This process is called as aging. Acetylcholine esterase enzyme are needed to destroy the acetylcholine. As OP compounds bind to acetylcholine esterase, there is nothing which will stop the acetylcholine. So acetylcholine goes on accumulating in excess. That is the main reason for clinical features to appear. So clinical features of OP poisoning, first is acute organophosphate poisoning. Here the clinical features are seen within a day of patient presentation. Muscarinic effects, nicotinic effects and CNS effects. Muscarinic effects can be remembered by the mnemonic dumbbells. D. Defecation. U. Urination. M. Meiosis. B is killer bees, that is bradycardia, bronchoria and bronchospasm. E is emesis, L lacrimation and S salivation. CNS effects are seizures or coma, whereas nicotinic effects are days of the week, that is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. So mydriasis, tachycardia, weakness, hypertension and fasciculations. Next is intermediate syndrome, where the clinical feature lasts from 1 to 5 days. Here the patient has weakness of respiratory muscles, proximal limbs. Atropine has no role because clinical features are not due to muscarinic effects. So there is no point of administering atropine in intermediate syndrome. Then is chronic toxicity, and last is organophosphate induced delayed neuropathy, where the clinical features appear at 1 week or after 1 week, that is after recovery from acute poisoning. So here the patient will have peripheral neuropathy, extrapyramidal signs. Diagnosis is by characteristic hydrocarbon or garlic-like odor. It's very important whenever patient comes to ED, you look at the patient. When the patient has altered mental status, pinpoint pupil, excessive sweating, difficulty breathing, that goes more in favors of OP poisoning with relevant history. And also you get low levels of choline esterase. Coming to treatment, first is decontamination, that is remove the patient's clothing. Ask the patient to take bath with clean soap water, clean the surfaces of the body. Then monitoring, you do cardiac monitoring, pulse oximeter and supply oxygen if needed, gastric lavage. And then atropine. Atropine initial bolus dose we give of 1.2 to 3 mg in IV in adults. Every 5 minutes go on doubling the dose till you get signs of atropinization. The signs of atropinization are clear chest on auscultation, heart rate more than 80 beats per minute and systolic BP more than 80 mmHg. After which you start the patient on infusion, that is continuous infusion 10 to 20% per hour of initial dose of atropine. It's very important whenever you administer atropine, you look for signs of atropine toxicity, that is absent bowel sounds, hyperthermia, delirium. If these signs are there, immediately you have to stop atropine administration. Okay. Then PAM. PAM is pralidoxime. So initial dose what we give is 30 mg per kg IV in adults mixed with NS and then infuse, which has to be infused over 5 to 10 minutes. PAM has to be administered immediately, that is as soon as possible, because PAM, that is pralidoxime, is the one which recovers muscle paralysis before aging occurs. So Aging is an irreversible process. We don't want aging to occur. So palm is responsible to prevent that aging process. So it's very important to administer palm. After which you give continuous infusion at 8 mg per kg per hour for 24 to 48 hours. And if at all patient has seizure, you give benzodiazepine through IV route. Then comes severity grading of OP poisoning. It can be mild, moderate and severe. Mild can be muscarinic or nicotinic effects. Muscarinic effects are there is mild increase in secretion, no nicotinic effects. Moderate is marked increase of secretions and there is bronchospasm. Whereas nicotinic effects, fasciculations and early weakness. Severe grading is when there is profuse secretions, bradycardia and in nicotinic patient has paralysis. There is something called as atropine challenge test. That is whenever patient comes to ED, emergency department, you don't know what kind of poison patient has consumed. You can always administer 1 mg of IV atropine and then look for heart rate. If heart rate increases by more than or equal to 30 beats per minute, then it's not OP poisoning. But if there is no increase in heart rate, even after giving 1 mg of atropine, then OP poisoning is likely. That is called as positive atropine challenge test. Thank you.